How to give your toddlers and children a guilt-free screen time. Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lola Gold. Today I'm jumping right into the video. No shenanigans, I promise. Thanks for tuning in, and today we're talking about a really big topic: screen time for toddlers and children. Basically, how to give your toddlers and children a guilt-free screen time. Yeah, guilt with respect to the parent. Of course, children don't care. They are not feeling guilty about watching screen. What's their own? non-bill paying members of the house, like one of my friends usually says. Yeah. So basically, I've got 3 points here that I think 3 tips from my experience I think that can help. I currently have a 3-year-old, almost 3-year-old, who speaks fantastically.
Hello.
What's your name?
Sophie.
Sophie what?
Gold.
Sophia Gold. How old are you, baby?
2.
2 years old, but you'll be 3 years old soon. Can you count 3? 1,
2, 3.
3.
3. I'm 3 years.
So tell me, who is your best friend?
Best friend with Nadia.
Neria is your best friend?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Beans.
Beans? Okay. Beans, okay. So, do you love mommy or do you love daddy? Who do you love best?
Daddy.
You love daddy best? Why?
I guess I want.
Because you want to?
Yeah.
Actually, I cannot say that I'm the standard or I've done it perfectly. I've made my mistakes and now I've been able to learn from them, and I think that you can also learn, right? So screen time often depends on family situation, where you live, and family situation with respect to work life and all of that stuff. And also depends on where you live, like I said, because for example, I live in Finland. There's like 7 months of cold. I don't like the cold. I don't like to go outside the cold. And if you're not giving your child screen time, you are probably replacing it with something else to help develop their social skills, language skills, emotional skills, and all the skills that they have to develop between the ages of 0 and 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, which is where their brain is still developing and fragile. So at that point, anything they're exposed to can be detrimental or otherwise to their brain health. Yeah. So that being said, it depends on your family situation. Sometimes screen time is just inevitable. Guys, we millennial brain, we have to work. There's like so many things that we have to do, like as parents, and sometimes you just have to give screen time, and this is also fine. It's great. Screen time has its pros and it has its cons, advantages and disadvantages. So my video is just to help you to use it to your advantage and to learn from my lessons, right? So like I said, my 3-year-old speaks fluently, amazingly. Sometimes she speaks, I'm like, girl, you go get a job. You speak so good. Yeah. And screen time was one of the things that contributed greatly to this. Yeah. And also God is God first, actually, then screen time helped by the wisdom of God, right? Okay, so I'll be giving 3 important and useful points that I think will be helpful to new parents already, and this will help you take advantage of screen time. Let's get right into it. Point number 1 is about the quantity of screen time. Scientists have discovered lately that children only need between 1 to 2 hours of screen time per day. When I mean children between the ages of 0 to 5 years. At that point, they only need about 1 to 2 hours of screen time per day, right? So we are making sure that we are monitoring the quantity of screen time these people watch, these tiny humans watch, right? We don't want them to be on TV for too long, except on days where things happen, right? Things happen. So in my situation, I got pregnant by the time my child was 2-year-old, and at that point, I just let loose. Girl, watch TV. So she was just watching TV, no timing, no everything. So So what I discovered was that she became really attached to it, to the point where you want to take away the TV or whatever she's watching from her, and she really screams and she's angry. I'm sure you know that is one effect. Too much screen time affects their language skills. They get speech delay. They can affect them emotional development, many ways that we can't even think about, right? That is like the disadvantage, right? If it's too much. So if you are able to control the quantity, and controlling the quantity, I've realized, comes with building a routine. You might not be perfect every day. Trust me, nobody's perfect every day. But when we try to build a routine, they know it's bath time, it's bedtime, it's reading time, it's playtime, it's play with mommy time, it's TV time. So that way they have a regulated way and they are not too attached. And we try as much as possible to time. So we just don't leave them unintentionally, just say watch TV. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, my second point has to do with quality, right? So quality of what the children are watching is very important. It's more important, right, actually, because what is the child watching? Even if the child has to spend 1 hour watching that TV, what is the child watching? I've realized that there are some shows that are overly stimulating, too much colors, too many things are happening. The pictures are fast and everything is just fast, so the child comes out and they become really hyperactive. So we don't want children that are, although some children are really hyperactive personality wise, you know what I mean? Yeah. So what is the quality of what they are watching? As Christians, we can impute like Christian shows. We can monitor the quality of what they are watching. And one of the ways I did this was to create a prompt on YouTube Kids where the child cannot search. You can't search on my YouTube, right? I only put in what I want the child to watch, right?
Yeah, so I simply went to YouTube Kids. It's actually easier to do this on the phone. So on YouTube Kids, I went to settings and then it asks for my passcode. I have passcode because I enabled it. If you don't like passcode, you can use something else, which is like continuous multiplication table. And I don't like multiplication tables, so I set my passcode. Yeah, you can set your passcode now. I'm imputing my passcode. Then I go to the profile, which is Sophia. You can add multiple children. So I imputed the password. And then I go to edit settings. In the edit setting, then I go to approve content yourself. Yeah. From here, I click it. Then you can already see the search button once you click. So from here, you're able to search for any show you want. For example, I'll be searching for Miss Rachel because I really like Miss Rachel, right? So let's search for Miss Rachel. And then Miss Rachel. So I can either select each video or just select the channel. So I can select videos that I like for Miss Rachel like this, or just simply select the channel. If I select the channel, then it means that I can see everything Miss Rachel posts, everything in her channel, right? Basically. But if I don't want the channel, I can just select any video I like. I can also do that with any shows. I just simply search for any show that I like or any show that is recommended, right? Basically. So the next thing is to click done. Then it's all gone. Let's go to the dashboard and see what the dashboard looks like now that we have done these settings. So you can see that the search button is eliminated. You can only see all and approve for you up there. Yeah. Now it's done, and then these are the shows that I previously approved for her. So you can see Grace's Corner, all of my nice shows which I recommend. There's Kira Bo and Camdy Boy. Good show, by the way. Dr. Miss Stuffins, Grace's Corner, all of these shows. I highly recommend Dr. Miss Stuffins. You see Dr. Miss Stuffins right there. I highly recommend her because it's good for 2-year-old, helps them talk and all that. And I also love Grace's Corner and Kira Bo. Kira Bo is a nice show for girls. You have a girl. And then Coco Melon to learn music. And then, of course, our famous Grace's Corner. And I love Imagine that. This show helps them to build and they think about what they want to be when they grow up. And then Alpha Blocks. Alpha Blocks is my favorite. They can learn phonics, learn how to read. It's quite interesting. You should try it out.
I feel like if we are not giving screen time, there should be things that we are doing like to replace screen time. Some children are very good, they can play independently, especially second children, because they have their siblings to play with. But if you have a first child that is not independent, trust me, it will be really, really stressful for you as a parent, because they want you to play with them. You always have to be available. But in a situation where your child does not play independently, of course you need a break. Sometimes you just have to give the screen time, baby. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, you just have to, bless your child, you just have to give the screen time at that point, right? So we need to monitor the quality. Screen time causes night terrors. I've seen it firsthand. Night terrors, like, it's really bad if it's too much. So we want to monitor the quantity, and now I'm talking about the quality. What are they watching? Yeah, quality also has to do with the fact that you can reduce the brightness of the TV or the tablet or the phone or whatever that they are watching. So reducing the brightness or even reducing the speed can also help. I've done that also. It also helps because sometimes everything is just too fast on shows, and even though they are learning from it, it can also impede their brain development, right? So we don't want that. So we can reduce the brightness of the TV. We can tell them, hey girl, you are too close to the TV. Can you sit, take a seat, please? You know, usually children like to go to the front. So you can tell them, please, can you go to the seat back and stop being too close, just to help their eyes, right? Yeah, we just generally want to make sure that the shows are not overstimulating with too many pictures. Yeah, that's basically it. And we are not exposing them to weird things out there. There are really weird things out there on the screen, super weird things. And once these children are nowadays, they can search, they know how to search, they know where they are going. Once they grab your phone, your tablet or whatever, they know exactly what they want to type. So once we are able to streamline what they watch, it really helps, really helps. And another thing I would like to say is that if you really have to give phones and tablets, it has been discovered that TVs are better than phones and tablets. Yeah, if you really have to give phones and tablet, girl, there's like so many things that is happening. Like, you sometimes just need to give the phone and the tablet. Like, no judgment here. This is a no judgment zone, cause me self gone. So you really have to give the phone and the tablet, right? It's important that we reduce the brightness, monitor the speed, check the timing. So we are giving screen with so much intentionality. Yeah, that's what it takes. That is really what it takes. It depends on your choices and your what you want from your child, right? Yeah. So my third point and the last point has to do with watching the screen time together. So you might ask me, I'll be watching cartoon. Yeah, it's kind of pretty simple. Sometimes you have work, you can take your laptop to watch with them, right? Sit with them, watch. While they are watching, watch with them. This helps you to monitor what they are watching, which is good. But the second thing, it also helps you to develop their language skills. For example, your child is watching a show and the person says, this is color red. You can also talk back and say, this is color red, right? So they see your facial expression. So it helps their language development, their social skills and emotional skills. So they are not just like fixated on the TV. So they are also like talking to you. So the person might say, circle. You say, wow, that's a circle. I noticed that really helps, right? As much as you can, if you can, you can't always have the time to sit with them to watch it, but if you can, as much as you can, it will be good to watch it together with them. It actually helps them in amazing way, especially if you want to start teaching your child like a pre-K child, pre-kindergarten child from 3 years old. You want to start teaching them. It's good that they watch those things, because you cannot always see them every day. Trust me, especially in this fast-paced environment, right? You need the videos online. That's why the resources are there, right? But you can sit with them and say, wow, that's letter A, letter B. Like, I don't even get the picture I'm trying to paint. So the child is not just there all by themselves watching every time. So you can be watching like a show and there's like a discussion and say, do you like vegetables? And like, sometimes they'll be like, what's wrong with this woman or man? But at least they know that there's a person that is trying to talk to them while they watch, and it helps them not to focus 100% of their attention on the screen. I do believe that this was helpful. And for my lessons learned, I'm also trying to adjust based on everything that I've shared, and I've seen results. Yeah, and I will do better, because in parenting you can't always get it 100%. You learn from your mistakes, you try again, you forgive yourself, you try again, you do better, right? Thanks so much for watching. Share with someone, share with a parent, share it with a colleague. You can also share in the comment section how you have been able to use screen time to your advantage. You never can tell. This information might be able to help a parent out there. So thanks for watching. Bye.